boys and girls. So today we're going to read a story, right? One of our phonics, and we're going to look at a reading strategy called questioning. And we did this last week where you wrote a question, and you wrote a question that we have to stop. When we question, we stop and ask questions so the text makes sense. So what questions might you ask to make the text make more sense, right? So I can give you a little bit more questions at the end of what happens in our story. So we're going to start with our story, and it's called Party Fun. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit and think, and we're going to make a prediction. And we're going to make a prediction about what we think might happen in this story. So we're going to take a few seconds. So let's think of our predictions. So maybe some of your predictions is someone's going to have a party, right? And maybe some predictions is someone might have a sleepover, or maybe they're attending a party, or they're going to a party, right? So we're going to have to see what kind of party they go to today, okay? So we're just going to do a cold read, remember, where we just read it straight through the story, okay? All right, here we go. It's called Party Fun. The sun came up streaming through the window early in the morning. Lizzie had opened her curtains last night so the sun would hit her face in the morning. She felt the warmth of her sun and started to wake up. The only thing Lizzie wanted for her birthday was to have a sleepover with her three best friends, Kylie, Samal, and Makala. Today was the day. Lizzie was up early to help her mom set up for the party. Finally, it was party time. Kylie arrived first. Then Salam arrived second, and Micaiah. The girls were giddy with excitement. First, their girls were gabbing, which is talking back and forth, and doing each other's hair and nails. Once their hair and nails were complete, they went outside to play games. They had an egg toss race, which Lizzie and Somali won. Next, they had a three-legged race, which Micaiah and Keely won. Finally, there was a jump rope contest, which Kylie won. After all these games, the girls were so hungry that they ran inside where their mom had ordered Lizzie's favorite pizza. The girls snarfed down the pizza, which means ate it super duper fast. Next, it was time for presents. Lizzie received some wonderful gifts for her birthday, and she was eager, which means excited, to go play with them with her friends. Suddenly, Mom came out of the kitchen with a chocolate birthday cake and candles lit brightly. Everyone started to sing to Lizzie. Once they were done singing, Lizzie blew as hard as she could out the candles. Then they all enjoyed the delicious cake that her mom baked earlier that day. After the cake, the girls disappeared to Lizzie's room. They all vowed to stay up late, but slowly, one after the other, they started falling asleep watching our favorite movie. Lizzie was the last one awake. As she looked around the room at her sleeping friends, she was thankful for the best sleepover ever. So, boys and girls, that was so good because maybe some of you were right. Maybe some of your prediction had to do with the sleepover. So you would have been right because that's what Lizzie did in this story. So, we have a few questions. Why did Lizzie open up her curtains in the first part of the story? You remember? Why would you open up your curtains? So the sun could shine on you super duper bright in the morning and maybe help you wake up, right? So you can get up super duper early. Maybe some of you do that on Christmas. Or maybe some of you do that on your own birthday. You want to get up super duper early so you can have the full day to do things, right? And what did the girls do first? If you answer that they did their hair and their nails first, you're right. Good job. What did Lizzie do before her party? What did she do before her party? She decided that she was going to help Mom set up, right? And I think that she was so giddy with excitement that she just was able to help her set up, and that's about it, right? And then the party showed up. And which girl stayed awake the latest? Do you remember? Which girl stayed awake the latest? I think that they all just kind of fell asleep. Who was the last one to be awake? It was Lizzie. Yeah, good job, boys and girls. So now we are going to do an action read. And what does it mean to do an action? That means that we're doing actions with our story, and we're continuing to show our smiles, and we're so excited to read our story. So You can either follow along with me or you don't have to. Boys and girls, if you heard a noise in the background, sorry, my printer was going off. Sorry about that. So I'm sure you get that from mom and dad. So we're gonna do an action read. We got party fun. So you can either make up your own actions or do them with me. All right, here we go. The sun came streaming from the window early in the morning. Lizzie had opened up her curtains, right? Last night so the sun would hit her face in the morning. She felt the warmth of her son and she started to wake up. What do you look like when you start to wake up? You got that long, right? The only thing Lizzie wanted for her birthday was to have a sleepover with her 3 best friends, Kylie, Salmon, and Michaela, right? Today was the day. Lizzie was so excited that she got up super early to help her mom set up. You can just kind of set up some things with your hands, right? Finally, it was party time. Kylie arrived first, Salmon arrived second, and Michaela arrived third. The girls were so giddy with excitement. They were so excited, right? First, the girls were gabbing, which means talking, and doing their hair and their nails. Once their hair and nails were complete, they went outside to play games. They had an egg toss race, which means, boys and girls, it's a race where you toss eggs back and forth and see who can get them the farthest before they crack. It's kind of cool, a fun game. So they did egg toss games first, which Lizzie and Salmi won. Next, they did a 3-leg race, which they won too. Finally, there was a jump rope contest. After these games, the girls were so hungry that they think it was time to go inside to eat pizza that Mom ordered. Next, it was time for presents. Lizzie received some of her favorite and wonderful gifts, and she was so excited. Suddenly, Mom came out of the kitchen with this huge chocolate birthday cake that they were going to eat with candles, and they were blowing, right? Everyone started to sing. La, 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 la. Lizzie blew as hard as she could on her candles, and they all enjoyed the delicious cake. After the cake, the girls decided to disappear into Lizzie's room. They all vowed, which means they all promised that they'd stay awake the longest. Lizzie was the last one awake. As she looked around her room, she was just so thankful for her sleepover with her friends. Just give a little smile. So boys and girls, that was an awesome story about party fun and how Lizzie was just so excited about what was going on. Now, boys and girls, you can pause my video down below and you can go retell the story to your mom and dad, or you can take time and just retell it to yourself. And how do you retell? You have to tell important parts of the story, right? What they did, how they showed themselves at the sleepover, and all kinds of stuff. So you just got to repeat the story, right? So you can give that a try if you want. And next, we're going to do our questioning sheet. And when we ask our questions, it has to do with something about the story that's going to make you think more, or maybe questions that might make the text make more sense. So one that would be a really good one is, what is a 3-legged race? What is an egg toss? Right? Because those things maybe you don't know. Or what is gabbing? That's a crazy word that some of you may not use. So boys and girls, all those kinds of questions that you want to ask to make the story make more sense. So when you're looking at your question sheet, let me get it out. When you're looking at your question sheet, that you would write the question on this down, and then you draw a picture to match that question that you're asking. And boys and girls, it's just a question to help you understand the story more. Maybe you don't understand part of a word, or maybe you don't know what a sleepover is, right? So you just ask that question and then you draw it on the sheet. So boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed Party Fun Story today. And I hope that you have great questions, and I can't wait to see them. And boys and girls, you can do the quiz on the back side, or if you can do the quiz on the other piece of paper, but you don't have to today. And I hope that you enjoyed the story. See you later.